Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Connie and you have found Thrifty Country Life. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. So glad to see all of you. Alright, we are into part 2 of my Falling into Fall series, and today we are starting in the kitchen and the dining room. We are going to bring all the fall feels to the kitchen and dining room, as well as the smells, the tastes, you name it. It's all coming. So I also am starting off with a low-carb chili recipe for you. Yeah. How are we going to make that low carb when it has beans? Well, how about some eggplant? Yep, you heard that right. I am using eggplant in place of the beans. So I haven't tried it yet. This is my first season of fall on low carb. So a lot of these recipes that I am sharing with you are brand spanking new to me. I haven't made them before and I haven't tested them before. So we will see how it goes. I also have my husband here and he is not low carb, as far from low carb as you can think of. And he is also going to give you his opinion on what he thinks. We'll see if he even misses the beans or not. So let's go ahead and get the chili started. It takes 2 to 3 hours in the slow cooker on high. So we're going to get that started, and then we are going to start decorating the kitchen. And then we'll come back to the chili. I may even also throw in a cornbread low-carb recipe for you. Wait until you see what that has in it. Alright, without further ado, let's go. Okay, we have the slow cooker going. This takes 1 big can of diced tomatoes, depending on whatever tomatoes you want. We have fire roasted on hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. Just dump that in. At first, it's your basic chili recipe. It's where the eggplant comes in that makes it a little bit different. I have 1 can of fat-free beef broth. That's going to go in here. Takes 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. So we're just gonna kind of go with that. You will need minced garlic. It calls for 3 cloves of garlic minced. I have minced garlic, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that, and we'll just guess on 3 cloves. We'll say it's about that. Garlic's good for you. And then you're going to need 1 medium onion chopped. Mine's a little less than a medium because I can't do a whole lot of onion, so I'm just going to use that. You're going to need 1 green pepper, chopped. You're going to need 3 pounds of ground beef, drained, cooked and drained. I'm going to stir that up really quick. Now you can make your own chili seasoning with chili powder, or we like to make it as easy as possible and quick as possible because everybody is busy, even in the fall. So we are going to go ahead and just use a packet of chili. This one has 30% less sodium. Now if you can find the tomatoes with no sugar added, that's even better. But even this one has only 3 grams of sugar. So we're going to go ahead and add the whole packet of chili seasoning to this. Then you're going to give it a good stir. This is going to cook on high for about 2.5 to 3 hours. But before it is done, you will need to cut up your eggplant, which we will go ahead and do now. It can sit for a while. It won't hurt it, because when you cut up your eggplant, you're going to need to put salt on it and let it dry out some so it doesn't have so much liquid. And if you have a small to medium eggplant, you can keep the skin on it. If your eggplant is large, then you will need to peel it, because it will be too tough if it's a large eggplant. So I'm just going ahead and getting this all stirred up in here. This is something my husband and I will eat for a few days, and I will actually probably end up freezing some of it too. You can do this as a prep meal as well, a freezer meal. You will just put all this stuff together and put it in a freezer bag. You can even prep your eggplant ahead of time and put that in a separate freezer bag. If you guys want the directions for that, just send me an email. That will be listed in the description below, and I will send you the recipe to prep this ahead of time as a freezer meal. All right, so that's all mixed up. Easy as pie, just your typical base for chili, just without beans. And we're going to let that cook. All right, so as you can see, mine isn't very big, so I'm just going to go ahead and chop the head off. And then we're going to dice this up into small cubes. You can even go as size as beans to even give it more of a bean-like texture, I guess. These eggplants are from my garden, so I've been trying to figure out what to use for them. The smaller, the better. The more bean-like texture you'll get. I'm just going to add them to my little paper plate here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and chop this up. The reason you do not want to add this in at the beginning is because it will get very soggy, and you want it to have that bean-like texture. So make sure that you don't add it in at the beginning, because you don't want soggy beans. Okay, I have all that chopped up. So now what you're going to do is you're going to add some salt to it. And even though eggplant isn't a really wet vegetable, this still draws out as much as it can. Plus it just gives it a little bit more flavor. So you can wait until it's time, 20 minutes before it's time to put it in your slow cooker, before you cut it up. That's fine. I'm just cutting it up ahead of time to save video time. Might want to put it on a pan, otherwise you make a mess like this. But all right, so that is almost ready. I will come back with more directions. We are not done with this yet before it goes in the slow cooker. But first, we are going to start decorating, and then we'll come back to this. Okay friends, now that decorating is done and we are in full swing of the fall spirit, I am just frying up the eggplant in a little bit of olive oil, and then we are going to add this to the chili and let the chili cook for 1 more hour, and then it should be all ready to go. So I will be back when we get this put into the slow cooker. Okay friends, it is ready to go into the slow cooker. This is smelling so good. It's chili. So I'm just going to dump this into the slow cooker in hopes that I don't burn myself. I have a cabinet in my way. But that is what your eggplant should look like after you are done frying it up. All right, and then you are just going to mix this in. And you're going to let it roar for another hour. Make sure you still have cooking time left on your chili before adding this in. Be back to that when it's done. While the chili is finishing up, we are going to make cornbread, but we are doing low carb style, and we are using baby corn. Yep. This is what you would find in the Chinese aisle, and you can use baby corn, or you can use corn extract. I can't find corn extract anywhere around me. So I went ahead and pureed up the baby corn. So that is what we're going to use. This is what it looks like when it's pureed. So let's go ahead and get into this. First of all, we need 1 cup of almond flour. We need 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. We need 2 tablespoons of flaxseed meal. Okay. There's a lot of things you can use flaxseed meal for. So don't ever think if you have to buy it, it'll go to waste. It won't. So 2 tablespoons of flaxseed meal. This gives it the texture of cornbread. And then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of salt. This is the only salt I have, so we're just gonna go with it. Okay. That looks good. We're gonna mix all this together. I can't seem to find my big whisk, so we're using my little baby one. But I can't have chili without cornbread, so I knew I had to find a recipe. ChatGPT gave me both of the recipes for the chili and the cornbread. So if you guys are interested, I will have it linked in the description box below for you guys to screenshot, print out, whatever you need to do with it. Unfortunately, I don't know how to do a PDF to where you guys can print it out that way. I have not figured that out. So I will have it in the description box however you want to do it. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add 3 large eggs to a separate bowl. Try not to get the shell in there. But I guess it wouldn't hurt anything because it'd give you a little more fiber, I suppose. You're going to mix up the eggs. Then you're going to add a 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. Not heavy whipping cream, sorry, sour cream. This is sour cream. Or you can use Greek yogurt. The only Greek yogurt I have on hand is vanilla. I don't know how vanilla would taste in cornbread, so I'm using sour cream. But you do need heavy whipping cream, but you only need 2 tablespoons of the heavy whipping cream. Okay. Alright, it says you can add a sweetener if you want to. I like sweet cornbread, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if you know me, then you know I use erythritol. That is my sweetener of choice. And it says 1 to 2 tablespoons of that. Erythritol is pretty sweet, so I think I'm just going to do one. Maybe I'll do 1 1/2. We'll do that. Alright, so you're going to mix all that in. And you need 2 tablespoons of butter. Melted. So you're going to mix all that up. Make sure that is all mixed up really well in there. Alright, and then you will take your wet and put it into the dry. And get that all mixed up. I think this is where the magic happens, folks. Let's hope so. This is going to be interesting. I can't lie and say that I'm not nervous, because I am a little bit. Because I love cornbread, and to mess with it like this, I don't know. But we will soon see. Alright, once you get that all mixed in, you're going to add your corn, your baby corn. So in order for that, you need 2 tablespoons of canned baby corn puree. So I got 1/2 teaspoons here clean, so I use 4 of these. This just gives it the corn bread taste, I think. Now with the corn taste. Or corn extract if you can find it. My guess is you're going to have to order that on Amazon. I don't know. But my store didn't carry it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this into there. This is what it's looking like so far. Just get it all mixed in there really good. I have my oven set to 350. And actually by the time this is done, the chili should be done. So there's that. That is what it's supposed to look like, I hope. And then I have, it says 8x8 baking dish. This is about what I have it on hand right now. So I'm going to use it. This usually does good for us. And you're just going to put it in there. Make sure you spray it. Grease it up. Don't want any of this sticking to it. If you hear that, that's my dog. She hears me in here cooking something. Are you saying hi to everybody? Alright, we're going to spread it out so it looks nice. And that way it cooks evenly. I don't know, guys. This is going to be interesting. We'll see what it does. Let me know down in the comments below if you eat cornbread with your chili. If not, let me know what you eat with it. this is going to go in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. I have my microwave set for 30 minutes, and I will be back when all of this is done. I wanted to let you know real quick. My husband does this trick. With chili, I can't have really spicy chili because I have tummy problems. And if spice bothers you, then you know there's a trick. You can put peanut butter, just like a teaspoon or tablespoon of peanut butter in it. That will help knock down the acidity of the spices and stuff. Now I have the PB2 original, and I'm just going to add this in there. Just a couple of teaspoons like this. Not a whole lot, but it helps knock down the acidity in there. So that is a trick. If chili bothers your stomach but you love it, you might want to try that. Give it a shot. Even if you just make regular chili, just put your regular peanut butter in there. And plus it gives it just a tad bit of sweetness. It makes it a little bit creamier. And you'll just mix it all in and let her roar until she's done. There's a tip for you guys. The cornbread is done. This is what it looks like. It smells like cornbread. And the chili is done as well. So we are going to try it. And I have my husband here who is all excited about this. All right. Chili looks so good, smells good. One for my husband. Looks like chili, smells like chili.
Want some plates?
That's the texture of cornbread. It looks like cornbread. Hardest to get out. Okay, it came out of there really nice. So there's what the cornbread looks like. Smells good. Now, like I said, he is very, very not low carb at all. There's no low carb with him whatsoever. So he is going to try it. He has to put his butter on there. Watch his face. Let's see.
Tastes good.
Does it taste like cornbread?
Yeah. Tastes good.
Do you even miss the beans?
Nope. Tastes like chili and just like the beans almost.
Yeah, because I think the eggplant pretty much sucks up the spices of the chili. So do you think their families would even know if they put eggplant in there and no chili?
Nope.
No beans?
Nope. No, they wouldn't notice it.
All right, now I'm going to give it a shot. First of all, I'm going to try the cornbread. And I'm not going to put butter on mine, so I can give you a full review of this. Okay. Let me take another bite. But I can definitely tell it is not regular cornbread. I can taste the almond flour in it. I think if you add a little bit more sweetener than I did, it might help. Can't fool your family on this one, because you definitely taste the almond flour in it. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it needs to be a little bit sweeter, in my opinion. So a little bit more sugar to it. But otherwise, it's good. I think this is as close to cornbread as we can get on low carb. If you guys know of a different recipe, let me know down in the comments below. But I'm not complaining. But I'm just letting you know for sure that this is, you can definitely tell it's not your regular Jiffy cornbread. But it's still good. It's still got that fluffy consistency. You can definitely taste the almond flour in it, which is normal when you cook with or bake with almond. But I like it personally too. Now the chili, let's see. Let me get a piece that has the eggplant. All right, there's the eggplant on there. It's definitely hot. Not as in spicy hot. But yeah, I agree with him on the eggplant part. I wouldn't miss the beans at all. I think the eggplant, it doesn't have a different taste. The eggplant takes on the taste of the chili. So, thank you, babe.
Thank you.
So, I would say this is a winner chicken dinner. But instead, chili and cornbread. And, I'm definitely going to eat all this. And I probably will go back for seconds on the cornbread. But just know that it doesn't taste like your regular Jiffy cornbread. You know, some things you can't mess with. And I think that's one of them. But if you are low carb or diabetic, or you have any sort of dietary restrictions, this is a very good substitute for that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed decorating with me. I hope it gave you some inspiration. I will leave the recipe for both of these down into the comments below. That way you can print it out, take photos, write it out, do whatever you need to do. If you're interested in receiving the email from me on how to freeze prep this for a later date, I will be willing to send you that. Just email me at my address, which is also down in the description box. Otherwise, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed episode 2 of Falling into Fall. Next episode will be decorating my living room. So I hope you join me then. Please let me know down in the comments below if you would like a dinner recipe or a dessert recipe. That way I know and I can get prepared. Because my plan was a dessert recipe, but if you're interested in dinner recipe, I can do that instead. It's totally up to you guys. Whatever you're interested in. Just let me know down in the comments below. And before you leave, make sure that you give me a like and a subscribe and hit that notification bell for the next time I upload my video. Alright, until then, bye. Happy fall, y'all.